The outdoors has always been a big part of my life. I've been camping and fishing since I was 5, hunting since I was 12. That's over 50 years. The first year I was archery hunting and I was with my dad. I didn't have any money to get a bow. I had to borrow a bow from my uncle, which he let me use. It was a old recurve bow. I used wooden arrows with broadheads that had rust on them, and I had to glue them on so that they would stay on. And my dad and I had been hunting all day long, and it had been a long day, and we went back to the cabin, get ready for evening, and I fell asleep on the front porch. I was so tired, and he was sitting there vigilant as he always was. And some deer came into the vicinity of the camp, and he woke me up, and I was startled. I was rushing around trying to find what I did with my bow. There was a giant buck in the woods, and he wouldn't come out because they don't get giant because they're careless. And this guy came out. And to me, even though he's a small spike, I saw bullwinkle. I knocked another arrow, locked my eyes on that deer, drew back, got a good target, and I let that arrow go. And I harvested this buck with that arrow. And it was one of the happiest days of my life. And I was really proud to have been able to do that because it was my first buck. This is hanging in my man cave, and it's something that I can tell the story and I can reminisce, and it was good times. One of the most fun things that I've done with my kids is getting them into hunting, and did that with my son. Got a fun memory of Grayson getting his first buck. It was hunting season, there's snow on the ground, and we're in our spots, and this one was a 4-point, and he was a nice looking deer, a big deer, and he had a nice rack. And here comes the 4-point. Grayson's excited, gets his other opportunity. He lines that shot up, and the deer drops, and we go out there together, and I just stuck out a hand and congratulated him on his first harvest. And first thing we did was snap pictures, and in those pictures we're just both all smiles with this 4-point. And since then, he's killed some pretty trophy bucks, but I bet you one of the most memorable ones will be that first harvest and that 4-point. So people think when you go out and you're going hunting that getting a harvest is the primary reason. It's not that. It's nice to harvest something, but I don't need that to feel successful and feel fulfilled when I'm in the outdoors, and especially when I'm hunting. One of the major important things to me is the traditions that we've built over the years. We've had this family farm property for 65 years. My granddad hunted here, my dad hunted here, other family members have hunted here, and we've built up some traditions that are meaningful over time, and they're hard to let go. And as our loved ones they pass on, we don't let the traditions pass on. We live with them and we honor them. And one of the things that my dad and I used to do when we were in hunting season on the farm was he had his pine tree, and he put a chair under that pine tree, or a stump, and we call that spot my dad's chair, or Pap's chair, because I always said to my dad, that spot, there's better spots there. And he's like, it's close to the house and I don't have to walk far, and I like it. And when Grayson started out at 7 years old or so, it's been a while, we always the first day sit together and watch our fields. We have 400 yards of fields, and we sit there and watch the fields. And over the years, we've killed some nice bucks and made a lot of memories. And our tradition is, first day, we watch those fields, and then after that, once we have enjoyed our tradition for yet another year, then we can go do other things, and we'll go on our separate tree stands and that sort of thing. So those traditions are important, and they're important to me, and I know later they'll be important to Grace, and they're important to him now. And even when we have friends who invite us to go to their camp or really awesome spots, no problem, thank you, but we're going to watch the fields together first. And we do that without fail, and that will continue until we're no longer able to do it together. Without the outdoors, you're not experiencing a full life. Going to work every day and the tediousness of paying bills and taking care of your home and the office job and all of those things. And it changes your outlook on the world and on life to be able to get out in nature and experience fresh air and the wilderness and things that are way bigger than you. And it seems like it takes all your cares away. You learn lessons. It's like if you play sports, you learn lessons. And if you're in a relationship that, you have a bad breakup, you learn lessons. Every time I step into the outdoors, I learn a lesson and I enjoy myself. And most importantly, with the people that I've spent time with in the outdoors, namely my son, I make memories. Those are what's going to stick with me throughout the course of my life, and hopefully him too.